Now, the numbers are seared into my mind. More than 800 boats, 50,000 people, and at least 1,200 lives lost at sea. That's what happened over 6 years in border protection when Labor came to power in 2007 and softened the tough Howard-era border protection regime. By dismantling the Pacific solution, Labor pretended it could be both compassionate and strong. It refused to listen to warnings that this would end in disaster. It did. The human misery and trauma generated by giving the green light to people smugglers was terrible. Those 50,000 arrivals were all churned through detention, many on Nauru and in Papua New Guinea, and in the centres Labor opened and filled in every state. The utter desperation of the situation played out when a boat was dashed against the rocky shores of Christmas Island and lives were lost so close to their destination. Labor always said it hated offshore detention, but all it did was funnel people into detention centres. The detention centres were only emptied after the coalition came to power and Tony Abbott, Scott Morrison and Peter Dutton stopped the boats. Labor under Anthony Albanese was warned again not to change a thing, not to soften Operation Sovereign Borders. But they did. They scrapped temporary protection visas. They weakened their language, which was important. They completely botched the release of hundreds of criminals from immigration detention. And they reduced aerial surveillance flights by 20% and maritime patrols by 10%. As a result, we've now seen 3 boatloads of asylum seekers land on the remote northwest coast of Western Australia in the past 5 months, the latest confirmed over the weekend. These people have been taken into detention now and sent to Nauru, but the vessels used to get them here went undetected, presumably a drop-and-go system. These 3 drop-offs are the first time in a decade that people smugglers have been able to get people all the way to our mainland. We ought to be desperately worried about what's going on here, but the Prime Minister seems relaxed.
People smugglers will always try to change their methods in order to ply what is a dangerous trade. But there is no change to Operation Sovereign Borders. It's important that that message be sent, and once again, through the response of the Australian Government, that message will be sent very clearly again to the region.
We'll see where this ends up, but the lack of detection at sea is a worry, and so is the fact that the trade appears to be up and running again. The real worry here is that this is just the beginning of another terrible wave of people smuggling. Surely Labor couldn't visit that upon us again, could it?